Bonjour. Je m'appelle le bot Max. Welcome to the ASXX40T Tech Tree Showcase, where if you say the tier 11 too fast, you could probably get in trouble. As always with these videos, I'm going to start out from the tier 5 and journey my way all the way up to the tier 11, show you how to perform, but also what to watch out for along the way. At tier 5, we have the AMX ELC BIS. Now this tank actually does have two different guns that you can use. You have the 90mm, which is the big boom boom gun, or you have the 75mm gun. Now the 75mm gun actually is a lot more competitive than the 90. The reason being is that this will give you a fully traversal turret, whereas the 90 doesn't really give you that. It's a very, very small gun arc. And considering that it's only the alpha damage increase that you're really getting because you're getting worse aim time and worse DPM, it's probably better just to choose this gun. However, I'm an idiot and I chose the big gun because I like big boom boom. But just be aware that if you are in a bush with the 90mm gun, this means that you really need to tackle not turning too far or looking too far without locking your hole or holding down the right click. Because without that, you end up turning out of the bush sometimes and then exposing your viewports. So usually I'll go for the stats and then show you the firepower, etc. But with this, I'll just show you both guns. On the right, we obviously have the 90. On the left, we have the 75. 110 alpha and 110 standard penetration on the stock gun with the 75mm with 129 premium pen. You also have 38 for the HE, which is not very good, but 175 alpha. If you were to use the bigger gun, you obviously have 240 alpha, 120 pen for standard rounds, and 150 pen for the premium. Much better than the stock one. And you also have 45 pen for HE with 320 alpha. But DPM is down if you do use the bigger gun, 1,467 versus 1,029. Accuracy is exactly the same, but you do have a second more aim time. So there you go. Pick and choose whichever one you want. I recommend the 75. You have 500 hit points, which is about what you would expect for a light tank at tier 5. And you go at 60 km/h forwards, 20 in reverse, and nearly a 26 power to weight. However, you are so incredibly lightweight that if you hit an object, you basically go to a standstill. This means that if you hit a wall, hit a car, hit a fence, you're going to get substantially decreased in speed. Unlike, say, other vehicles which are a little bit heavier, that will just go straight through the thing and not lose as much momentum. However, the best thing about this tank is that it gets 51% camo rating and you can get very good view range at 518 meters. Now, we are using low noise exhaust and optics along with vents with a camo crew. But this is the optimal kind of setup for this vehicle at tier 5. It's beautiful to play with. If you were looking for armor on this tank, I don't know what to tell you. It's a light tank. Everything's going to pen you. Look at it. Just look at it. So the AMX ELC BIS, is it a good tank? It's one of the best scouting tanks at tier 5, if not the best. It's really, really good. However, if you want to, say, go and do a lot of damage, you can feel very, very lacking, especially if you use the big gun, because you don't have DPM at all. And even if you use the smaller gun, yeah, you have some more DPM, but not loads and loads. It's not a Type 64, and I know that's a tier higher, but you get my point. This is a true scouting tank. It's a bit like the Manticore in a way. You go into the bush, you do your scouting, and you pray your team actually shoots what you spot. Overall, though, very, very good tank. I enjoyed it, and I think a lot of people will enjoy it as well. Okay, we're going to go to this bush here to see whether or not we can find someone early. If he wants to try and push across into this bit, which hopefully I can do. I honestly have no idea where to even go on light tanks and stuff. I just want to see if anyone's pushing this. Which they're not. No one's here. I'm going to go to the middle. The other ELC is over the other side of the map, and so is the light tank. Where's a leopard? The leopard's in the city. Okay. So if I go up into this bush and activate, maybe I can spot people up here if they're there. Why am I still getting shot by my own team? What more do you want from me? Okay. That's a horrible position. I can't even see him anymore. So I need to be in this bush then. If I actually want to spot up there. Alright, let's just activate the whole lock and enjoy watching the team. Chat, should I go and make a cup of tea? I'll be back. How are we doing? Right. Well, the kettle's boiling. My team's losing. Wow, I love light tanks. This guy is going for the... Mate, this guy is like the slowest tank possible. And he's just allowed to go through the middle of the map. Oh, he's taking damage. Good. The kettle's boiling. I'll go and get it in a minute. This is good. We've done some assistance damage. Am I even spotting the VK or not? But do I spot this? Maybe we'll win. Maybe we'll win. I don't know. 800 assistance. That's pretty good. Oh, the leopard is low HP. If the leopard dies, no one can come and spot me. It's 2,000 health difference, though. See, I can't go back behind the bush and then kill the Valiant like I would like to, because the Hellcat will probably spot me. At least I think he will. Yeah, he probably will. I'm gonna kill the Leo. Wait, I should go down a little bit more. That way I should be able to spot this. Good. Right. Cup of tea time. How are we looking? Bad. Well then. When he shouldn't be able to spot me. And I should be able to spot him. Oh, T-78's still alive as well. That's actually great. This guy's just fallen off a cliff. Okay, we now go and decap. The T-150's... Yeah, I'm not too sure, mate. Hang on, I'm coming back. T1 is on quite a bit of health. Okay, just chill, just chill. I'll take the shot. Everything's gonna be fine. Okay, man. Right, yeah. That's where I aimed it. Wow, what a great game. Ah! So everything's under control. Wow, that was a really engaging bit of gameplay. I hope you enjoyed what happened because I didn't see most of the game. Oh wow, the arty's actually trying to run. I don't know where he's running to. I'm pretty sure like the smallest object stops this. Like, yeah, I say the smallest object. It's literally a car, and a wall. Most stuff would stop it, but not a tank. Hello. Oh my god. Well, at least that one hit. Wonderful. Look at that. Perfect. Now, where's my cup of tea? Hang on. Right. Now that's done. Very, very good. Apply. Next up, we have the AMX 12T. Now, this tank is a little bit different from the previous one because you now have an autoloader, and the rest of the tanks going forwards will also have them. It's kind of the start of this line in many ways. 135 alpha damage with 144 standard penetration. Premium rounds being APCR give you 202 pen. Really, really nice. The HE rounds on this vehicle are 38 pen with 175 alpha. Not that useful, but still okay for getting some D-tracks, etc., or at least decapping the base. However, being on an autoloader might not want to even bother taking a HE clip. It takes 18 seconds to reload the full clip, 2.5 second intra-clip reload, and it is 4 shells in the magazine. That gives you 2,300 DPM nearly, 0.36 accuracy, and a 2-second aim time. This gun is okay. A lot of people swear by it at tier 6, and it is a good damage output. However, it's not nice in the gun handling department. A lot of the time I was wishing it had less bloom, even though I was using stab. You have 750 hit points, which is about what you expect for a tier 6 light tank. You go 60 forwards, 23 in reverse, and a 26 power to weight. You do have less camo than the previous vehicle, but that's kind of be expected. The tier 5 is a bit of an anomaly in that respect. And you have 517 meters view range. And once again, we are running binos, low noise, and stab with a camo crew. Here's the armor. Yep. So overall, the AMX 12T is a good vehicle. It's actually very, very good to get you into learning about autoloaders and moving through into this line. However, I will say the gun can be quite annoying to play with sometimes. Yes, the damage output is there, and you can do a lot of damage in your clip, and you also have really, really good pen, especially with the premium rounds. You meet someone that you can't really pen with standard rounds, chances are the premium rounds will pen it. But the gun handling can be a little bit annoying. Although it is kind of forgiven because it's at tier 6. Apart from that, this feels way more flexible than the previous vehicle. It's really, really nice to play, and as I said, it teaches you about autoloaders. Okay, we go into the bush, we see through the bush, we get misdirected by this guy. Where are you off to? Alright, I'm in position, activate the binos. Perfect. Now we sit and wait again. Isn't that the Rudy? It's got a flag on it. Why is it just called T-3485? Is everyone having fun? My T-43's having fun. Hello, Tim! Shoot! Wow, light tanks are so much fun. Okay, good. At least he's gone. I hate relying on my team. I just hate it. God. Give me premium. Hang on. What is that? The Jew 2 is on his way. I mean, E25 being there is also not very good. How'd you hit that, but you can't hit an E25? I want to see if I can just kill this. Oh my god. Oh no. Okay then. Tier 6 is a wonderful place. So is Tier 7 apparently. Oh, he's really off on a... Where is he going? What? Hello E25. Thank you so much, game. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good. Doesn't even spot me. Now we can do the Tiger P. God, I love teammates that just nearly drove and just sat in front of me again. I even tracked him, so you get a nice little bit more assistance as well. Oh, I didn't quite have a full clip. There was one RT over here, right? I swear there was one over here. Oh my god. This gun, you have to fully aim every single shot. The herd is moving. Yeah, right, mate. You're more accurate than me, of course. Because why wouldn't you be? His gun is genuinely more accurate than mine. This gun is shit, by the way. This gun is actually awful. But the gun is terrible in this tank. Well, 2.5, 4 kills. Apply. At tier 7, we have the AMX 1375. This is actually a lovely continuation from the previous tank because all the gun handling issues are basically gone, and now you just have a really nice tank in general. 135 alpha damage, 144 standard penetration, premium rounds, APCR, 202 pen, exactly the same as the previous vehicle. The HE is exactly the same as well with 38 pen and 175 alpha. It now only takes 12.5 seconds to reload though, and it is a 2-second injury clip instead of the 2.5. This gives you 1700 DPM, 0.34 accuracy, and a 1.8 second aim time. The gun handling upgrade here is super nice. It feels lovely to play with, and it's honestly a nice little sweet spot in the line. If you want to learn a little bit more and spend a lot of time learning, then this is probably the best tank to learn in. Although, yes, it is annoying that you get the same pen as the previous vehicle, so there's no penetration increase, even though you're a tier higher. I still feel it's okay. You have 950 hit points, yet again, more than good enough for a light tank at this tier. You go at 61 kilometers an hour forwards, 23 in reverse, and nearly 26 power to weight. You have slightly more camo than the previous vehicle, and 521 meters view range. Once again, using exactly the same setup, and a lot of you will probably be asking, why am I still using binos at tier 7? Well, in my mind, this worked a little bit better than I actually probably think. Obviously, you can't get CVS at tier 7, and you're going to be matched up against other people who have CVS at tier 8. So I tried to negate the delta a little bit by giving me more view range. Does it actually work in that regard? Probably not. CVS is still king. However, if you want to change out the optics, binos for optics, then go ahead and do so. This would give you 460 meters view range if you put it into that slot, 465. However, I do still think that putting the low noise in the correct slot is the best call here. Once again, here's the armor. Yep, good luck. But overall, 1375, beautiful tank. I recommend it to anyone that wants to try and learn light tanks, especially with autoloaders. And it's just a nice sweet spot. Good gun, good enough scout capabilities, and it's fun to learn in. It's tier 7 at the end of the day. It's not too high, not too low, but you do have the issue of if you do come up against tier 8s and tier 9s and they have light tanks, they're going to be a lot better than you. Okay, free bit of damage. Get behind the building so we don't just perish instantly. Maybe I can go and just sit in this. Oh, hello. How are we doing today? I should probably finish off the tiger, actually. At least attempt to. This gun feels much better than the last tank. He's not actually there. I don't know where he's gone. Maybe we can push this. Activate the binos. Any gamers? No. Okay. I mean, I'll just ping it just so my team's aware. I wouldn't be pushing that with 126 health. But the tiger has massive bollocks, apparently. Oh, he's with the Churchill at least. I still wouldn't be pushing that, even with Churchill. Oh, hello. Remember what I said about that gun? Maybe not. Hold on. Where are you off to? Oh my god. It's like this box will save me. See? He can't see me. That's cheating. Alright, let's go and sit back in this bush. We spot the mids. Perfect. Look at them all. How lovely. They're so happy. Right, maybe I should try and kill him. Wait, he doesn't spot me? What? How much view range does he have? Well, we go through here. We try and kill the light tank if he's still around here. Kill the Struer Mill. Kill everyone else. Job done. Okay. I mean, the last shot was not really very good, but that's fine. KV2 is very low health. KV2 is now gone. Maybe we can finish off this. Nice. My own artillery is trying to kill me now. Hello. Yeah, mate. You wait there for 10 seconds, maybe? Okay, Max, you've shot the only part that you can't pen. Good. Good. Very nice. This gun feels a lot better than the last one, though. Well, 2.4k, 2 kills, no apply. But, apply. At tier 8, we have the Batchat 12T. Now, I'm going to address this right now. Obviously, CVS is not here. Many of you will be saying, Max, you're a bot. And you'll be correct. But CVS being not here just means that I am dealing with this as a damage dealer, not as a scout. And the thing is that these tanks in particular, and this line in particular, is all about damage dealing more than scouting. Yes, they can scout, and yes, they can do it very well. However, until you get that secondary loadout, you're kind of just at a disadvantage. Which is why grinding light tanks sucks. They are the worst tanks to grind in the entire game. You need to have a scouting loadout and you need to have a damage dealing loadout. You can't mix and match the two because one is going to be worse than the other. And you can do this with all of the tanks in this line that are autoloaders because they are very good damage dealers. Anyway, back to this tank. 170 damage with 170 standard penetration. The premium rounds, APCR, 210 pen. Slightly more than the previous tank, but only slightly. The HE rounds on this vehicle are 38 pen, but you do get 260 alpha now. You have a 15.5 second reload with the same kind of clip. This gives you 1900 DPM, 0.34 accuracy, and a 1.8 second aim time. As I said, the whole idea of this tank is to do damage, and then scout if you need to. These are very, very good at going and being assassin tanks, and kind of teaching you also about what's going to happen at tier 9 and tier 10, although just not as deadly. You have 1,150 hit points, which is fine for tier 8, 68 km/h forwards, 23 in reverse, and 32.5 power to weight. Much, much, much faster than the rest of the line. Camo rating is slightly increased from the previous tank, and we do have 471 meters view range, and that is using optics. Here's the armor. Very good. I mean, you even have auto ricochet points. Look at that. You could bounce. Sort of. As I said, this tank is very good at dealing damage and getting you ready for the tier 9, which is just a bigger and better version of being this assassin role. However, because you are playing as a damage dealer, this means that your team is just at a straight disadvantage if you get on Prokhorovka or something like that. If you're the only light tank and you don't have CVS, you don't have a scouting capability, you kind of just lose. Which is why I'm saying that this class is the worst to grind in the entire game. You need a scouting loadout, otherwise you let your team down. You want to go and do damage when your team is going to be useless. You can't have both worlds until you get all the field mods and get the secondary loadout, which just sucks. Not to mention that a lot of the maps on the game require you just to do damage because your team won't shoot anything. Oh. Hello. Oh my god. Oh, there's an E25 here. Okay. Someone finish him? Well, the RT is more accurate than my team, apparently. Is there any way that I can kill this without taking a load of damage? Probably not. Oh my god. I was not expecting him there. Alright, that's good. My STA2 is apparently incapable of doing damage. If only Thomas went a little bit further, it'd be perfect. Okay, we just continue. In fact, they should die, so we can now go and deal with the rest of this. Might even be able to shoot these as they go back, if they go back. To be fair, I doubt they go back. Okay. We're minus 3,100 health. How is this even possible? Alright, give me premium, please. I need to try and kill these two now. KV3 might just push. I don't know. Hello. Oh, that was a real great team I got given. I done 3.2k on Himmelsdorf. I mean, this is the best game I'm going to get, so there you go. At tier 9, we have the Batchat 25T AP. Alpha damage is up to 360 now, with 242 standard penetration, way up from the previous tank. APCR rounds on this vehicle, 283 pen. The HE on this is 50 pen with 440 alpha. You do still have an autoloader. This is now 35 seconds to reload the full clip, 2.73 second intro clip, and a 5-shell magazine. This gives you 2,350 DPM, 0.31 accuracy, and a 1.84 second aim time. This tank is a true assassin tank. It locates a target, waits for it to be isolated, and then goes and deals with it. And you can also go around the map and just be a very annoying tank for the enemy team. The whole idea of this vehicle is to not just go in and just deal your clip and then run away or just die instantly. It's to be in the background, lurking, waiting for your moment, and then pouncing on it. You have 1,700 hit points, which is very good for what this tank is. 65 km/h forwards, 20 in reverse, and nearly a 22 power to weight. You have 42% camo while stationary, and even 34% on the move. As it is a medium tank now, you obviously don't get the same camo while stationary as on the move. And you have 451 meters view range. We have now ditched the coated optics for vents, low noise, and stab. Obviously, this being a medium tank, we want it to be more of that assassin role and dealing with the gun. And also, because this is a medium tank now, you actually get some armor. I'm joking, you don't. So overall, this tank, it fits my playstyle way more than the light tanks. I don't enjoy light tanks, and I'd much rather have a tank like this, where it has all the combat capacity, but then can still go and scout when it needs to as a secondary loadout, once you get the field mods, then going to play a true light tank and then letting your team down if you're a damage dealing. I feel like you get the best of both worlds out of this vehicle, and this is very much preparing you for what you get at tier 10. Do we just be very aggressive here? We're top tier? I think we do. Okay, I don't want to peek up too much. I might just sit here and just... I don't even think I can see that without getting spotted. Well, we wait. We wait. What? Oh, what is that? How do we hit that one? Out of all of the shots. Okay, that should have been 3 out of 3. I mean, I need to try and leave this now. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Yep, this is why we didn't stay there. Contender just freely pushed up the middle of the map, and our light tank is now dying. Just hide. Just hide, EBR. Oh, EBR, ELC. Nothing can spot you now. Ah, Sarioda! How the hell did you die? What? WZ114? Good boy, WZ. Well done. Even with someone else driving it, you're still making me very, very happy. Where's the velocity difference? Not loads, but... I mean, maybe I can just sit in here and then spot for the SU. I don't know. If he comes through this way, though, you still have plenty of hit points, although that can very quickly change with the Ares. One shot from the air, one shot from the WZ, and the Ares finishes me off. That's it. Wait, the Ares is gone. WZ! Here, boy. Good WZ. Very, very good. Who's that good boy? Not letting your person playing you kill me. Very, very good. That's what we like to see. It's a little bit painful. I might be able to... Can I do it without getting spotted? Good. Excellent, actually. That's amazing. Now we just push through here. Off we go. There is the tier 9 WZ, which is a bit of a problem. Oh. Okay. I was not really expecting that to happen. Now, where is the last little WZ? Not exactly little. I'll go for the reload. I'm guessing he's going to be right at the very, very back of the map. I mean, maybe in there? I doubt it. Like, if I was him, I'd be going into this bit. What? What is he doing over there? Yeah, go on, then. Let's just cap. Let's just cap. We'll win by capping. Just come into the cap. Come on. He won't make it back in time. There's a bloody well hope you don't make it back in time. I really was not expecting him to go just teleport across the map. That was quite impressive. He's been moving, basically, since he got spotted then. Oh, GG. That was a good game. That was actually nice. We moved around. We defended. We won. That was good. 3.4, 5 kills. Apply. It's there, yeah? At tier 10, you get the Batchat 25T. You now have 390 alpha damage with 259 standard penetration. Premium rounds being heat this time is 330 pen. The HE rounds on this vehicle is 53 pen with 480 alpha. You have a 36-second reload time and the same as the previous tank regarding the clip and the intro clip. This gives you 2,400 DPM, 0.3 accuracy, and a 2-second aim time. Everything from the previous tank regarding the gun is now just even better here. Not much to say. You get 1,800 hit points, which is not much more than the previous vehicle, but okay, fair enough. You go at 65 km/h forwards, 21 in reverse, and a 28 power to weight. Very, very fast. 49% camo while stationary, and 41% while on the move, with 463 meters view range. This can be a true scout if you want it to be. Go with your secondary loadout, CVS, optic, low noise, and you're a light tank. It's as simple as that. You got your damage dealing build, which is far more than any other light tank can do, and then you have your scouting build, which is basically the same as other light tanks. The only thing you miss out on is obviously the on-the-move camo, which to be honest with you, most of the time, you're just sitting in a bush. Once again, armor on this tank is non-existent. However, you do get some auto ricochet points, and you can kind of side scrape if you don't meet anything greater than a 120 caliber gun. However, everyone's just going to shoot you here, and in the turret, and here, and here, here, here. It doesn't matter. Now, I'm going to say it. This is the best tank in the line. The tier 11 is not worth it in comparison to this vehicle. You have the camo, you have the mobility, you have the gun, you have kind of everything going for you. Yes, the gun can be slightly derpy at times, fair enough, but most of the time, this is just a perfect package. It's a true assassin build. You don't want to be sniping at the very back of the map with it because it won't work, but you do want to be at mid-range and be in that support tank and dealing damage to isolated targets. If you can do that, this thing will truly shine. I might just go left. I think I'm just going to go left. I can't play in the heavy area. Even though that this map is really restricted to only like 4 squares, well, maybe 6. From A1 to 2 to C1 and 2. I'm just going to go this way. Maybe I can kill the T100 as well. Wait. Good. That's a good start. Now we can maybe try and go up. Thank you. Leo 1 is probably going to be on the edge here. Okay, or it's an Ares 90. I don't know why that's there. Can I kill the 13105? And I can if he gets spotted. I can't at the moment. Oh God. Take some free damage. 13105 is in the middle. I should be able to push forwards actually and kill him. Wow. The answer is no. The area's pushed down though. All of these are overpeaking. They really should be dying for this. Like, look at my collection! And yet none of them are shooting. I just want the AMX spotted again. I don't even know what I've been spotted by. Maybe the Ashigaru. He could peek freely and probably not spot. And not get spotted in return. Oh look, they're actually shooting something. Yeah, there he is. Uh-oh. That needs to die, really. Everyone's missing. Wow, like, genuinely, what is the point of spotting for your team? Like, what? Oh, the AMX is back over that side again. Well, maybe I can push this and then kill the Ashigaru. Or maybe even the Leo 1. Well, I'm not really seeing anything. We'll go for the reload. I have 27 seconds and I can clip the Leo. Well, these people are actually shooting them now. It's a nice change. I'll actually just peek up and just see if I can get spotting. Oh, there we go. Nice. Ashigaru probably at the very back of the map. I'm a bit worried about the Phoenix. I'm going to try and kill this because this needs to die. I don't trust my team. Okay. It's alright. He's still alive, by the way. Is he going to go and drown himself? Well, I mean, he's on reload still, right? Let's just see. Well, that was faster than you, mate. Well, a good game. 5.4, 3 kills. Apply. Pretend, again, pretend. And finally, at tier 11, we have the ASXX40T, or the AS40 as it's going to be called by me for the time being. Alpha damage has increased to 420, 263 standard penetration. Premium rounds being heat give you 335 pen. The HE rounds on this vehicle are 59 pen with 520 alpha. You have a 32.8 second reload, 2.5-second intraclip, and 5 shells in the magazine. This does have an ability, which makes this a little bit nicer to play with, but we'll move on to that in a second. DPM-wise is at 2,900, very, very good, way higher than the rest of the tanks. 0.31 accuracy, and a sub 2-second aim time, only just. This tank, you can definitely feel it is a Batchat line, because, yes, this is still insanely derpy. It does have the ability, which we'll move on to, which makes it quite nice and probably better than the Bat's gun in general. However, it still feels like a Batchat gun. It will randomly miss when you don't want it to. You have 2,000 hit points, which is pretty good. You go at 68 km/h forwards, 25 in reverse, and a 31.5 specific power to weight. This is really, really good and the fastest in the entire line. However, the camo on this vehicle has gone down the toilets. 33% while stationary and 27% while on the move. We're using low noise exhaust. Exactly the same setup as the Bat, even with a camo crew and camo on the tank, 33% while stationary. You get 474 meters view range, whatever that's worth. As for the armor on this vehicle, this is it. It's okay, I guess. Some ricochets here, but they're actually shot traps, so they would pen every single time. And the rest of the tank is just going to get penned everywhere. I mean, you can side scrape, sort of. Anything greater than a 120 caliber gun overmatches you yet again, but why would you not just shoot here, or even the gun again? Yeah. Now let's speak briefly about the ability, because there's not too much to actually speak about. Basically, this will be exactly the same as a Batchat's gun. You have an autoloader, but you can interrupt this at any moment and start reloading the mag. So let's say that out of your 5 shells that you have, you fired 3. You could actually go and reload that, and it will start reloading it one by one. Instead of having to reload the full mag, it will only do one by one, meaning that you don't have as much downtime. And obviously, because you're reloading them one by one, the actual reload time overall is a lot less, which means it is not full reload time for just doing 2 shells. It's very nice. So is the AS40 a good vehicle? No. No. It doesn't have the camo of the Bat, and it's just a letdown, to be honest. You should just stay at tier 10. There's no point of getting the tier 11, even with the ability. Yes, that's quite nice, but the fact that it has 0 camo really, really lacks the flexibility of other tanks. Okay, this isn't too bad at the moment. He doesn't want to come through though. Is this destructible? That was good. That was destructible. I could have shot through it, but I didn't realise. Manticore coming from behind. Okay, we need to be careful. What the? Okay. What? We could go up to the middle, actually. Do we go up to the middle, or do we just wait for these to push back through, like, into our base? We can load the premium. I don't know. Can we shoot this? I can't see my rat, so it's not gonna I'm not gonna be able to see their rat either, am I? I need to get into position to shoot this, though. What? Oh, it's definitely following on from the Batchat's gun. Okay, the FE is not even peeking, so I can freely peek this. I finish off the T803 first, hopefully. It's not a super clean shot, hang on. Thank you. Wow, this gun is a bit derpy. Like, the reload thing is nice, like, that you can pause the reload at any time, but it just doesn't feel like it actually fits into the line. I mean, the gun definitely does. 100% that's a Batchat's gun, but it just feels very big and not like the rest of the tanks. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't feel great. Doesn't feel great. 5.13 kills. Apply. So the AS40 tech tree. Is it worth grinding? Well, definitely up to the Batchat at tier 10. However, the tier 11, please Wargaming, buff the camo, then it might be worth playing. If you want to check out the gameplay section of these videos live, then I do so every Friday over my Twitch and also my YouTube live streaming channel. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, you know what to do, and I'll see you all in the next one.